Hello everybody. I would like to demonstrate how to prepare essay type questions on VLE quiz. As we are very familiar with how to use the VLE page, I will go to the add activity and I will select the quiz. Then I would add quiz. Here what I have to do is quiz name, so I may write ESSA essay type questions, right? Essay type questions. And now these descriptions you don't have to worry about unless you want to show to your students some instructions, and then if you write here then you need to click here display, right? If you don't write then you don't have to click here. Now timing is very important. If you want to keep this open then you don't have to check this box so that this will be open throughout, but what is important is this: if you want to make your test time bound, then you need to specify the time. For example, if you want to keep for 2 hours, then you need to mention 120 minutes. Okay, so you can have an hourly or a second, but I'm taking as a minutes, 120 minutes, so that it will be easy for the students to see their times on the mobile. So this is important one. You have to click this and check this box, and you have to write this time that you want to allocate, 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. Then coming to grade, you may like to grade your students, grade. On the grading, there will be an attempt allowed. So here, since this is an exam, you have to always limit to one attempt. You students cannot complete one round, again submit, then again reattempt. This is not allowed. But keep in mind, when I say is the repetition allowed, within the time they are allowed to repeat many times, go back, go back and then attempt again and again. They can attempt again and again, but this is within time. But if it is out of time, they are not allowed, but that attempt would be always recorded one time. But if unlimited time, then even if this time is being expired, then still they can continue to work many a time. So here you have to be very careful. You have to allow students only one time, since this is an exam. Otherwise they will attempt one time, then they will ask people again go back, and they will attempt second time with the the correct answer that have been received from their colleagues. So this is just mentioned one time, okay, on the grade. This is very important. Rest please don't touch. Then you need to go to the layout. In the layout, okay, there should be shuffled. I wanted to see this. Okay, in the layout, question behavior, how the question to be, the shuffling, yes. If there are no, please careful, this should be by default, it will be yes, so you need to say yes. Then you need to go to review. In the review, this is very important since they are attempting essay type questions. So now you have to remove all those feedbacks. You should not be showing even their marks, because it's not an auto assess, so you don't have to show their marks. Okay, so even the feedback you can remove, because you don't have to give a feedback. It's an essay type question. They are just submitting their essay type question. They will not know what percentage of answer is correct. Okay, so I'm just removing. This is very important, review option. Then the other thing is appearance. This is not needed, but extra restrictions here. Until the time you will have to give or some word here, so that these passwords can be shared to your students through your WeChat or from the same page itself. when just before they attempt. We cannot share them before. We cannot keep questions very open as well. So you need to restrict these. Besides restricting by the date and time, you can also give them an extra restriction, putting passwords. Okay, this is in restricting with the passwords. And of course, there are certain feedback that you can give, overall feedback. If somebody attempts well, after the assessment it will be reflected. If somebody gets 100, excellent. If someone gets a 0, that's very bad. Of that type you can do it, but this is not necessary. So we will straight move to, so rest, you don't have to do anything. What we have attempted, hope you have taken care. Timing is very important, grading limitations is very important. Then there is a what you call question behavior, where you need to do a shuffling of the questions, going up and down. That is very important. Then finally you have to do this put a password. That is important. So this all you need to keep a record, and then finally save it. Now what happens once you have done this? It will ask me edit. The attempt allowed one time only, time limit 2 hours. So accordingly I have to prepare questions. So now there is no question, please, there is no question. That is what you will have to keep in mind. Just now I have not put the password, so it will not show. If I put the password, then it will appear here with the password. It will ask the password. Students are not allowed to get in. Okay, I will edit the questions. I want to put some questions. So if you click edit questions, then it will take you to this is shuffle. What is the maximum mark for this exam? Probably I will put it 20 just for convenience sake. 20, 50, can be 100. Essay marks 100, right? This essay type of questions total mark is 100, 50, 20, any, right? You can save it this, so that this becomes a 20, all right? Just now I have not added, but what I'm saying is whether you give 5 questions or 10 questions, but it is total mark is 20. So now I'm going to add the questions. I can add a question from the question bank, or I can bring randomly from anywhere, and then also I can add new. Since this is an essay type questions, I would like to add from here. It won't take much time. So I would go to essay type questions. These are the choice for you to actually which type of questions you would like to give to your student. So I'm just choosing only essay type, and I say add. When I add these will give me, I have to be very careful. By default it will be on this folder. Just look at these. Default for ICTOL 14 is the folder category, all right? Later on, if you have to find out, you have to get it from there. It will remain in the question bank. So number 1, let us say, for example, naming 1A. If you are giving too many parts and subparts, I'm mentioning question number 1. If you are giving subparts, then subparts you can mention A. Describe the bird life cycle. Okay, just for convenience, I'm just giving this describe the bird's life cycle. Okay, bird life cycle. And now thus here you don't have to put the marks. So what you can do is copy same questions, bring down, and then paste it here. Then you can say this is for 5 marks. Okay, then how are you going to give the feedback? Yeah, if you like to give a feedback, or you may like to, here feedback is fine, you don't have to give any feedback here. What you have to do is, now this response options is very important. You can give them this HTML editor, meaning you can give a page where they can type it. okay, a page where they can type it. But if you want our students to type as well as with the some files that they can pick it up from the desktop, then you have to pick it HTML editor with picker. Okay, and then if you click this, and this is the page that you want, you may give a 20 lines. It's just a space for the space provided for the student to write or upload the answer sheet. Okay, so if you want to give them opportunity to upload answer sheet, you have to go here and go under the response options and HTML editor with picker. Okay, and if you are only allowing to write, then it's just HTML editor. So just now I'm picking HTML editor with picker, okay, and then I'm giving them space 20 lines to write or to upload their work, written work, or in the form of picture. Okay, and then now this one is graders, what you call the criteria. If you want to put this is, you can put criteria or model answer. You know, in the moderation we prepare a model answer. You'll have to put your model answer here. It's very important that model answer need to be put here. You can do that, or if you have the model answer in the form of picture, you can get this. Go and find out your picture. I will go and select the pictures and then upload here. By the way, these cycles would not be seen by the students, so that is an advantage. This is a model answer. Just write the model answer and then I save it. Okay, and then you are going to see it here. So I've saved the model answer. Later on when I evaluate, I can compare this. Okay, expected this. So I do a save. So question number 1 is prepared. So if you like to edit, then you will have to go to this gear menu, and then if you like to delete, you can delete from here. So any additions, any deletions can be done using this. So there are options. But one thing what happened here is, just now I have the out of 5, so mine here it is grade is shown as 1. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the same page. Instead of 1, now I'm going to make it 5. Sorry, instead of 1 I'm making 5, and now I'm saving it. I hope yeah, this is troubling me now. There is also option for me to actually type here, but this will not allow me. Once more I will attempt this. Okay, I will attempt now. It is 5, then okay, is it for 5 marks? Just keeping that, and I will save it. Sorry, it did not give. But now what I should be doing, because it should be a 5 marks, it will directly reflect here. So what I can do is I can put it here 5, and then yeah, sorry, I can put it 5 and then do a save. This is not going along. See, there is some problem. This is what happens, but still I can make it this as a now if there is a, what is the possibilities? The only possibilities is you add another questions. Let us see, because of I missed some step, and that is the reason that that is what has happened. I missed the step. Okay, I have to be careful. This is supposed to be let me go now. I cannot afford to forget now. The question number 1A, describe life cycle of bird. Okay, I said I'll pick this. Okay, sorry, this is a section A. Sorry, not a section, part, question part. I will copy and then paste it here. Say this is 5 marks. Okay, and rest is what I wrote here is I would like to bring here the pictures, graders informations. So I will click this, go to repository, choose file. I will bring this. I have already kept ready, and I will say this is life cycle of bird. Okay, these would not be seen by the students, by the way. Then you can just save it, so this will appear. And what I said just before is here, the response options. You need to carefully go to HTML editor with picker, and rest is so feedback, you don't have to do anything except okay. The questions are quite clear. I think I'll read it prior I sent it. If I have missed anything, I'm trying to check it, because again it will show different thing otherwise. Okay, it seems fine. I'll do it save. So the question number 2 appeared with 5 marks. Look at that. That is the difference. Okay, this is what happens, and this will actually help you to refresh or change your questions or edit your questions. If you like to make 2 questions appearing on the same page, then you can shift like this and then put it using this handle. Okay, I'm keeping for now. The third question, if you like to add, the procedural steps are same. Go to essay, click at this. Very simple now it is easy that you will understand. This is very easy. You can write 1B before I forget this one again, I'll make it for 5 marks because sometimes you tend to forget. So 1B. Okay, question is what is the factor affecting life on EARTH, Earth? Just keeping like that, and probably then what will happen is this one I need to bring down and keep it here, and then mark it for 5 marks. Okay, and here this is very important. By default it should be 5 marks, and then you have to choose. I'm just repeating, and then this is line. You may like to give a 20 lines, or then you may like to graders. Just now let's give a criteria 5 points on the 5 evidence, let us say EVIDENCE evidences, and or the 5 factors listed. Okay, straight away you can give 2.5. Then logical explanations. Okay, we are giving another 2.5. Just this is for the convenience of explanations. I'm just giving you these marks. You may change. You can give as many criteria as possible, and just now these criteria will appear later for the teachers to look at while assessing. All right, I have put the criteria, so I think I'm ready. Carefully check this. Default mark is there, then there is this picker is ready, and then now I'm just putting save it. So now this is another 5 marks. You can look at this 5 marks, and then now the final one, you may like to put it these on the same page. You can do so. You can after the first page, after the first second questions. Okay, this has come here, so you have you may shift this to your choice, 1A and 1B. So this is how it should come. Now this is all became 10 marks. The first one we need to discard. Okay, we need to discard. Now let me add it to the final questions. I will just put it for a shape. This is, now the procedural steps very clear. Just do and describe. Okay, describe to describe. Okay, I'm just putting describe the relationship between predator and prey. Why? Describe the relationship between the prey and predators. What I'm doing is simply I'm copying this, pasting here, and simply allocating the marks 10 marks 10 marks. Okay, and here you need to change, if it is a 10 then you need to change to 10 marks, and then pick up here this, then you need to go to the criteria where you need to here mention all criterias here. Okay, just now I'm not typing anything because now you know. Okay, then you can save it. Now you are going to see this is for 10 marks, 10 marks, 20 marks. Okay, but the first one is there was an error. Hope you have understood. This will happen to anybody, and what you have to do is simply discard it. Okay, I can discard now. So to have a good questions here, first one you can discard it. So now I have three questions. 1A, 1B and 2. Okay, these are 3 questions, but here it is mentioned 2 pages with 3 questions. So with this I just save it, and now what will happen is this is already there on your essay type question is ready. Now I will go back and see it how the essay type questions is being seen on the screen. Okay, when I go to the page, I'm going to see these essay type questions where students will open and then make an attempt. So from here, this is how your questions would appear. So evaluation part, I have already, I'm going to explain it later. So until this, I think that this will help you to make a beautiful questions. I think I don't have much to add on it. Thank you so much.